Hello and welcome back to another Lost Artistry Lash episode. If you don't know me yet, my name's Caitlin and I'm the owner of international lash brand Lost Artistry Lash. And on our channel, we are constantly dropping lash knowledge left, right, and center through our short weekly videos. You're not gonna wanna miss out. Guys, just go ahead right now and click like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell so that you're always notified when we post new content. Okay, let's get into it. So today we're diving into a highly requested topic. How do I lash fine, weak, brittle, low lash count, natural lashes? Have you been wondering that? I know so many people ask this question. It's gonna be a quick one. It's actually quite simple. Let me start, guys, by saying just because someone has fine, weak, and tiny natural lashes, that doesn't mean that they are damaged. So let's look at this client here. So my client has fine, tiny natural lashes, but there's nothing wrong with them. They're just how they are. There's nothing wrong with these lashes. You can absolutely 100% lash this client. You just have to have the right tools and strategy to make sure that you don't damage their natural lashes, because a lot of products will in fact be too heavy for this client. It is really important that you collect the techniques and theory necessary to properly execute a lash set on a client with fine natural lashes, because inevitably it's going to happen that someone's going to come in your chair and they're gonna have lashes like this. And it can be really challenging if you don't know what to do. So particularly if you notice that you have an older client who books in with you. This client who I'm giving an example of today, she's not older, but particularly my older clients, which sometimes I have clients come in who are 60, 70, even 80. I've had an 80-year-old client before. And often when we get older, we do have finer, weaker natural lashes. Okay, so first thing you wanna do is make sure you have the right products on hand, the right tools as well. Let's start by looking at our tweezers. So you, with certainty, need a really fine tip, tiny isolation tweezer. My preference are one of two tweezers. I like to use either our tiny tip isolation, looks like this, or our Sunset Ultra tweezer. The reason why I like both of these tweezers is because it has a really nice curvature. So no matter who I'm working on, it can get over kind of brow bones and it'll really get in there. It's tiny and it's curved nicely, so it'll really get in there and over any like eye folds, or for older clients, like we were talking about, someone who has more skin around the eye area, you need a curved tweezer so you can easily get in there without hurting your hands and wrist. On top of that, and even more importantly, you need a really pointed tip. The reason why a super sharp pointed tip is important is because often with clients who have very fine natural lashes, they might still have a lot of them. So often you have to weave in between these really soft, fine lashes in order to isolate just one individual natural lash. Next up, you need to have the right lashes on hand. Let's go through the different services. So let's say you're a classic lash artist. If you're a classic lash artist, you definitely want to stick with diameters 0.12 or 0.10, especially if a client's natural lashes look fine, like shown in this photo. Now, something about diameters and dimensions and all those things is that you can absolutely mix multiple diameters or dimensions within one lash set. In fact, it's actually suggested that you do that. So let's say your client wanted classic lashes, they had fine natural lashes, but you wanted to give them as much darkness as you possibly could, then you would want to maybe blend your lower diameter lashes on your finer natural lashes across the lash line. So the weakest lashes that you see host your tiniest diameter that you're using. Maybe it's a 0.10. And then your healthier, stronger natural lashes, the thicker ones across the lash line, those host your thicker diameter. In some cases, you might be able to put a 0.12 only on there, or in some cases, you might be able to put a 0.15. So you can really mix and match your diameters to give your client as much as you can while still staying within their weight limitations. Now let's look at volume. You want to get comfortable using low diameters and dimensions. If this client wanted mega volume, you can give them, believe it or not, mega volume lashes. Yes, I said it. You might not give them 20D plus, but you could give them mega volume lashes using 0.03 diameter because 0.03 offers so much less weight. And that means that you can make much bigger fans without compromising the health of the natural lash. So get comfortable with your weight equivalency, which is this chart right here. If you want it for reference, screenshot it, use it, print it off, have it at your station so you can look at it for reference anytime. But often low diameters and sticking with lower-ish dimensions as well is definitely ideal. Next, let's talk about the fact that you don't have to skip natural lashes across the lash line. I know a lot of people think this. They're like, oh, natural lashes are weak, so I have to skip them. No, you don't have to skip them. You simply have to lower your diameters and/or dimensions. So even if you put a 3D or 4D 0.03 diameter lash on there, that's okay. It'll still offer darkness and coverage, and it'll prevent gaps. So you can definitely still lash the weaker natural lashes. You don't have to skip them. Okay, so we've kind of talked about the natural lashes, the fine natural lashes, the weak natural lashes, but what about the clients who have a low lash count? So this means that they don't have a lot of natural lashes across the lash line. Maybe they have gaps or something like that. For this client, if they have weak natural lashes and gaps across the lash line, or not very many natural lashes, then you definitely want to stick with those low diameters that I've said and try your best to go as big in the fan department as you can. So let's say you use 0.03s, they have weak natural lashes, maybe use a 70 or 80 0.03 diameter lash, but use it and create wide fans. The reason why we're creating wide stem fans is because it covers more surface area. So if we have a fan that's really wide, then it'll create the illusion that the lash line is thicker and fuller than it actually is. Versus if we use narrow fans or classics, we're gonna outline the gaps. We're gonna more accentuate the gaps across the lash line. So you do wanna make sure that in conjunction with matching the natural lash health, you also are matching the natural lash count as best as you can. Definitely takes a little troubleshooting, looking at your client, figuring out what you're gonna do, but you can create some absolutely beautiful looking lashes by sticking with these techniques. For an example, here are 2 different lash sets that I did on 2 separate occasions with clients who have weaker, finer, lower lash count lash lines, and look at these transformations. They're so beautiful. So to summarize, it's not all about creating darkness by giving them the biggest fans that you can and trying to cover as much lashes as you can. You can do it in a tasteful, healthy way. You just have to really know the theory behind all the products that you're using.